SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio.
What you say, who the hottest on the airwaves? SaySo Radio, shutting down the hearsay. Who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go. What you say so? You give the credit where it's due. WLVS, ha, nothing but the truth.
SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio, with Andre. SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio.
What you say, who the hottest on the airwaves? SaySo Radio, shutting down the hearsay. Who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go. What you say so? You give the credit where it's due. WLVS, ha, nothing but the truth.
SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio, with Andre. SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio.
What you say, who the hottest on the airwaves? SaySo Radio, shutting down the hearsay. Who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go. What you say so? You give the credit where it's due. WLVS, ha, nothing but the truth.
SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio, with Andre. SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio.
What you say, who the hottest on the airwaves? SaySo Radio, shutting down the hearsay. Who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go. What you say so? You give the credit where it's due. WLVS, ha, nothing but the truth.
SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio, with Andre.
Welcome, everybody, to SaySo Radio with Andre Harris and friends. I am your host, Andre Harris, and I'm here today with my friend. Introduce yourself, my friend.
I am Michael Nathan, comedian.
And true that, he is a real comedian.
Yeah.
I am so excited today. This is the show that takes the time out to celebrate and showcase our guests while impacting the youth and the listeners, the people, one listener at a time. I want to give shout out to all of our listeners and our viewers all over the world. We looked at our listener stats the other day. Some of you are logging in from places I ain't never even heard of. But don't worry, one day I'll get out there to see you. Shout outs to the people in California, as well as Tucson, Arizona, and our own hometown, the DMV. All right?
Yeah. All right.
Today we are in for a treat. This young man here, my dear friend, I've had the opportunity to work with him. And it was in working with him that I realized that he is a very, very kind and compassionate about his business. kind of person. But the good thing about it is not only is he kind and compassionate about what he does, he's kind and compassionate about others. And you don't find that a lot, no matter where we go. Some people are just always about themselves. So I want us to take the opportunity today to get up close and personal with Michael Nathan, comedian.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So, first of all, I want to thank you for joining me today.
It's my pleasure.
SaySo Radio, our
Definitely
viewers,
my pleasure.
just really, we love you here. We want to just get right into our show.
All right.
So let's go back to when it all started. Everybody has a beginning. So tell our viewers and listeners about Michael Nathan the Kid.
Well, Michael Nathan the Kid was pretty much like a lot of average kids, growing up in the DMV, growing up in Southeast DC. I saw a lot of different things. I saw violence. I saw love. I saw, family. I saw community when I was coming up because, I was born in the 60s. So, life in the DMV originally was a little different than it is today as we know it. So, as a kid, I was, my mom and pop afforded me different kind of education, private school education right over in Southeast DC.
You went to private school in Southeast?
I did.
I didn't
Went
go
to
private.
DuPont.
No, you did?
Yes, DuPont Park, Seventh-day Adventist School on Alabama and Massachusetts Avenue. The most, I suggest
in
you send your kids
Southeast?
there. Yes,
Wow.
in Southeast.
Okay, most of us went to the public schools like
Yeah,
Davis.
well, my
Dayton.
parents sacrificed, and you know what? There were times when I didn't have the toys or the tennis shoes that other kids had, but my parents, my mom and dad assured me that the education I was getting would serve me, and sure enough, whenever I've needed to redirect, I go back to my earliest days and my earliest friends, my earliest childhood friends, and I'm able to find, the direction I need to move forward.
So now, okay, so most of us are listening and viewing. You said you grew up in Southeast. So now everybody know that in the 60s era, because, I came around like probably in the 80s.
Right, okay.
But there was a Morton's and a McBride's.
It sure was.
Okay.
McBride was on Minnesota
So
Avenue, and Morton's was on Pennsylvania and
Avenue.
Minnesota.
Okay, yes.
Well,
Now, you said that your parents had to sacrifice. Did you ever have to wear any tennis shoes from out of there?
Did I have to wear tennis shoes where?
From out of McBride.
Listen, when we went to Morton's, it was a treat. Sears and Roebuck, man, we were really doing something. We thought we were into something.
Moving on up if you went to Sears.
If you went to Sears on Alabama
That's
Avenue.
right, then you moving on up.
Yeah.
That's indeed.
So,
I got a cut on my foot to this day. I remember my mother buying me some Maypops from McBride.
wow.
And you cannot run in the rain with them shoes.
Nah, they gonna fall apart.
Oh my God.
They
And see,
gonna
right
fall
there,
apart.
where the ice skating rink is, all the apartments back in the day, you could knock on people's doors and run.
Right.
So I would knock on doors and run, but my daggone shoes would fall apart. So they would always
wow.
catch me. But just so every time I
That's
hear
the comedian in her right
every time
there.
I hear about that daggone Southeast and where we grew up at, I just think about the McBrides, the Mortons, and the tennis shoes.
That's where I got all my suits. It was a treat. I mean, my mother used to get us the 3-piece ensemble.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I know on Easter y'all was shop.
Yes, we shined. And my brother and I, my younger brother and I, were close enough in age that most people thought we were twins. And she used to buy us the same outfit.
Oh,
So we used to wear the same clothes, same bow tie, same shirt. It was a bit much. But looking back, I wouldn't change a thing.
But you know what? It's amazing. And now that we're speaking of Michael Nathan, the young person.
Right.
Back then, families did have morals. In spite of everything that was going on, we had a better closeness in families than we do today.
Absolutely.
There was no thing about, you could go to dinner now and everybody's on their phone.
Yeah, definitely. We didn't have any technological
No, we
gadgets back
didn't.
then. The one game that we had was Atari, and there were 2 games on the cartridge. It
That's
was,
right. Was
Asteroids and
Oh, that's
Tank.
right. That's right. That's the
And it was
pew,
Tank.
pew, pew.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Asteroids and Tank battle.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
most of the time we went outside. We played outside. Matter of fact, one of my childhood friends is on tonight. Were on this morning with us.
Oh, really?
Tony Marshall.
Hi, Tony.
And Lorenzo Knight.
Hi, Lorenzo. I know
Yeah,
Lorenzo.
he was from around my. You know Lorenzo?
I know Lorenzo.
Yeah, he was like a
Lorenzo.
big brother to me
Wow.
out there in the streets. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You couldn't mess with me around the way.
Wow.
I had several of them, but Lorenzo, hey, he was serious about it.
So that's, and I remember we had to be in the house before the street lights came on.
Or when they came
Or when
on.
they came on. I remember
Or
we
you would face an embarrassing
Oh,
call
my God,
from
let
the
me-
doorway. Yeah.
No, my mother slapped me in front of my friends. Boy,
No.
she did. I
Okay.
promise you. And that's when rebellion set in.
Okay.
Rebellion set in for me because I was like, I'm going to get her.
No.
I'm going to get her. She don't be slapping me in
No.
front of my friends. You don't do
Pastor,
that, boo.
Reverend
You
Deacon
don't do that.
Doctor,
You don't slap me in
no.
front of my friends.
No.
But anyway, yeah, but you have to be in. But that was when 1, 2, 3, 4 red light was out. Tag,
Yeah.
hide and go get it. Or kiss
My
it.
mother would come to the front door and she would sing my name.
Oh God.
She would say, Michael.
Oh, Lord.
And it
Well-
was so embarrassing that I would start home
Before
the
she
street.
come out.
It was that embarrassing.
Well,
it was
my
deep.
mother had 5 kids, so she would sing a song.
up,
Cookie, Candy,
Renzo?
Jenna, Guma, Cookie.
What?
All 5 of us. All of our
Oh
nicknames.
my God.
Cookie, Candy, Jenna, Guma, and
That
Kirk.
fast, that quick. Just
Cookie,
like
Candy,
that.
Jenna, Guma, and Kirk.
Oh
That
my.
meant all 5 of us better be hoteling back.
Hoteling.
Yeah, we lived in Simple City and we was in the
Yeah.
circle, so we had
Okay.
to hurry up. If we
I
was
know
on the
about
other
it.
side,
Yeah.
we had to hurry up because she just got that ring and everybody knew it was us. Everybody.
Right. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. So we're gonna take a quick break and come right back, and we want to get into your middle years when you got to middle school and high school. Well, back then
Right.
we didn't call it middle school; we called it junior high school.
Right.
Junior high school and high school, and then we want to come back and talk about Michael Nathan, comedian, as he is now, because we know that you had some high places, and then you had some low places, and you had some little hills and valleys that you had to get through to get to where you are today, the day of celebrating you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so
you know.
we're going to just take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial.
Don't go nowhere.
All right, be right back.
Talk about it.
The deck, but cut her to the left though. And if she don't do you right, then why she being kept for? If you lead, that's her loss. She should have been more careful. Wined you, dined you, even took the time to ask about your date. Be a bit more mindful. Don't settle for less. Don't let love blind you. How you gonna see what's coming if you keep looking behind you? No more looking for love. Just let love find you. Get your mind right and your heart gon' guide you. Cupid's arrow gon' strike when it's time to. I ain't spitting game. I ain't trying to make you mind, boo. I'm your friend first. I'm only trying to remind you that fighting every night ain't alright. It's a sign, boo. That shit is pitiful, even critical. Thank God you don't look like what you've been through. Stay strong, move on, they gon' miss you. Even call and try to tell you how they miss you. Don't follow, get involved, that's how they get you. I'm trying to tell you what I already been through. Trying to save you your heart and your mental. You deserve a smile, have someone compliment you. Sweep you off your feet, get butterflies when they see you. A room full of women and they still only see you. Make you feel so good, other bitches wanna be you. But you one in a million, the words of a leap. I can't ignore the way you feeling. It's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. She pushed you to your limit. Now that you're gone, she's saying you wrong. If she paid you any attention, you would still be in her arms. There's times when we be chilling and your phone be going off. She be all up in her feelings, and I ain't the cause at all. So worried about the wrong things that she couldn't take care of. You deserve everything, loyalty and diamond rings. Somebody to treat you like a queen, show you off like fashion week. Good love until your knees weak, hold you down like you supposed to be. Stability and security. Tell me what it's gonna be. What's it gonna be? Tell me, girl, what's it gonna be? Ski mash, money, ride our wave, where you gonna sing?
Welcome back, everyone, to SaySo Radio with Andre Harris and friends. Again, I'm your host, Andre Harris, and my friend and special guest today is Michael Nathan, comedian. And before we left off, we were talking about his childhood, and we know that some of you are on Facebook Live, and so we would just want to say welcome to our Facebook Live viewers.
Welcome.
Also, we talked about during the break. I wanted to remind you guys that the voice you just heard during the break was Kizzy Ronique. She will be at an upcoming concert, but we're going to talk about the upcoming shows in a minute.
Definitely.
Let's get back to you, Michael Nathan, comedian, about your middle school, junior high school, and high school years. And did you have issues and problems and stuff like that with people? And when did you find out that you had some kind of funniness about you?
Well, I've always been a little different, as far as my approach to how I communicate with people. Okay. And one of the things the fellas used to ask me around the way was, say that word again, talk to me again. And, I guess they thought I talked funny because I would always attempt to speak, with proper diction or whatever, because my mother, would stay on me constantly, don't slur your words, and.
Is your mother an English teacher?
Well, she was a professional health care provider. She worked in the DC government.
Okay.
A lot of women, a lot of females and males in Southeast know her because she was kind of like an outreach worker for the WIC program.
Oh, okay.
So I knew all the unwed mothers in Southeast.
That was a
needless
benefit,
to
wasn't
say.
it?
Well, to a certain extent,
Mommy had a job with benefits.
Yeah, for sure. I go down to the clinic, but you definitely don't want to meet a woman at a clinic. That's pretty much the last place you want me to
I don't know, but WIC, at the WIC clinic is okay, but at the BD clinic,
that's true. But that was a health clinic. They were down there for numerous reasons. They would go down and take care of everything in one swoop.
I'm here to get my WIC voucher. Can you give me that penicillin shot? Okay.
It was a clinic. Southeast W Street, Congress Heights. My mama worked at Arthur Caper Clinic. Yes, my mother worked in all those clinics.
So, so you always had like a different kind of funny knack about yourself.
Yeah, I would be a little disruptive in class, even in private school. I would be funny. The classes were small, and the teacher would have an opportunity to address me, but I would be funny. And we would joan on each other. You talk to any of my my oldest friends, they'll tell you, we joned. That was the thing. And it is what it is. It just derived from there, But my to be honest, my true background was singing. My mother had me as a professional performer at the age of 10.
Wow.
Yeah, I was singing. A lot of people
we
don't
do
know.
have a stage now.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, well, don't push me. The engine. We could do that. Okay, go ahead.
Well, a lot of people don't know that Catholic churches hire their choirs and they pay their performers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I used to, fill in at Catholic churches on Sundays. Even though I went to church on Saturday, I was a 7-day Adventist growing up, and I used to go and sing on Sunday morning in Catholic churches. Very different.
Churches pay their people.
They pay their people.
Okay, now everybody, you learn something new every day.
Every day.
Catholic churches pay.
They do.
Me.
Get it in. Go get that check.
Okay.
Go
All right.
get that check. I was 10.
If I can't do it, then somebody need to go out there and make it happen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now you were a professional performer. So how did you transition from the singing, which was your original art?
Well, I happened to grow up in a musical neighborhood. In Southeast, music was really, really big. There was some older fellas in the neighborhood, Bobby, Troy. Those guys, had a band called Chance Band. Mm-hmm. So those were considered the big boys, and they were playing in front of Essence at an early age. So I saw that when I was real young. So, I had a buddy around the corner. His name was Fred, and he played the congos for Chance. So, when he wasn't playing with them, he would, rehearse with Baby Chance, and that's who we were.
Okay.
And I would pull our piano out of our living room onto the front porch, and I would play the piano and I would sing, and
What did your mom? Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait.
Mama
Did
let
mommy
me.
let you do that?
Yes, Mama
Okay.
let me do it. You know,
Okay.
because it was, she knew all my friends. All my friends were my mama's friends,
But
and
you
my
know what?
mama
And
judged them.
and then speaking of that, and I just need to say that right now. There was a time when the parents actually knew who the children's parents were.
Definitely.
They knew them. They know
knew
their mom. They could
them,
actually
their
slap
parents.
you.
Oh, yeah.
And when you go home,
Yes.
your mama gonna beat your butt too.
Yes.
Today
Yes,
it's
that's
not
real.
like that. Mom, can I go to my friend's house?
unfortunate.
Who your friend? Oh, they go to my school. What's their mother name?
Well, there were some laws that were put in place, during a turbulent time in the District of Columbia to protect children, right? And those laws, after the abuse had subsided to a certain extent,
degree, yeah.
right, were never changed. So we went on this direction where children became empowered to call the police or complain about abuse, where it might not have necessarily been so.
Mm-hmm.
So, it has, rolled all the way up into present day. So, it is what it is. It takes away the teeth of community, because, Black people consider themselves a village, and we need a village to raise a good child, So
Wow.
in order to do that, you need discipline.
So now you used to take the piano out and play with the band.
I did indeed.
And so what transpired from that? Because I'm actually trying to travel your road to where we are today.
Well, I mean, okay. After that came summer youth employment. Marion Barry had a program where we could be in the arts program, and there was a lady, beautiful woman named Thomasina Portis that worked with the summer youth program, and she taught theater. So we were performing on the streets of D.C. It was called Creative Music Experience Theater, and it was something else, So I learned the arts. I learned how to perform on stage without music per
Wow.
se, how to act. And it was wonderful. It opened up my mind, So I wasn't just locked into the go-go, into the go-go platform that we had, which was all, which was big when I was a child.
Yeah.
When I was a child, go-go was everything. We looked up to White Boy, we looked up to Funk, Sugar Bear, Big Tony, who else? Chuck, of
Man,
course.
do you remember when Chuck was $1 at Kelly Miller?
I do
Yes,
indeed.
Yes,
I do indeed.
Look, I remember inboxing him one day. I said, "Yeah, I remember when it was $1 used to see you." He said,
Yeah.
"Yeah." He said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, times have changed now, baby girl."
Yeah.
But yeah, but those were safe days.
Yeah, safe
Those
days.
were safe days.
The go-go would let out and the sun was coming out.
Yeah.
We were on Georgia Avenue.
The Black Hole.
Okay. Damn, did we just say that at the same time? The
Excuse me,
Black
I was born in the
Hole.
80s. What am I doing?
What are you doing?
I messed up. I'm sorry. I'm an 80s baby. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Howard Theater, the Atlas,
Oh,
all
definitely.
those, places where, we can go to go-go's and be all right. The X2 bus, you can jump on it and go to the club,
Anytime.
jump
And the
on it,
what
go
man
home.
was on
What?
the back of the bus.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
indeed.
God. The what?
Yeah. I
Oh
take it
man,
back.
those are some good old days.
Now we got Rapping Tommy. Have you heard of Tommy?
no.
Tommy, the spontaneous rapper. They did a segment on him.
Oh,
he
really?
raps on the buses now, from the 90 and the X bus. Yes.
Oh, okay, we gotta get him down here one day.
I get him. I got Tommy's number.
Yeah, we can get him down here.
Yeah. He rapped that night when we were down at Uniontown.
Oh yes,
That's
okay,
Tommy.
Okay.
Yes, he rides a bicycle around
the
DC,
bus. Yes,
and he puts his
puts
bike,
bike on the bus,
on the
hold
front of
the
the
bus
bus,
up.
hold the bus up for
Yeah.
about 5 minutes. Yeah, everybody mad, but then he gets on there and he busts a rhyme, and everybody's happy again. They,
Wow.
they forgive him. Stop the bus again, Tommy.
So now, as we get into Michael Nathan, comedian, the adult. First of all, we want to just let you guys know that there is a upcoming concert that you have coming up. Correct?
Oh yeah, January 16th, we're going to be at Ivy City Smokehouse with Marshall Brandon and Antoine Scott.
Okay.
to dynamite performers. I call them like junkyard dogs. These guys are proven, you know, and I like to go with those type of, you know, because the nightclub can be, a tough environment for a comedian. I just like guys that have been through a whole lot, you know, because crowds can be picky, you know. So these guys are sure enough proven, and they'll give you a night of great entertainment, along with the special additions I have added to the show. Poetess Queen Amina.
Queen Amina.
Yeah, and
yes.
Keezy Ranique.
Ranique. Wow, I'm
Songstress.
excited.
Definitely
I'm excited. I'll be
dynamite
there that
performance.
night. I like comedy. I really just laughter is so good for the soul, and
For sure.
I'm so grateful that even though I'm behind the pulpit on Sundays, I'm just so grateful that the God I serve is not a boxed up God that keep me away from people and stuff
No.
and laughing and fun.
Right.
So and I remember in the Bible says He come that we may have life and have it more abundantly.
Right.
So abundant life to me is just not sitting in the house waiting on something to happen.
Absolutely
You know, it's creating the destiny with what He's giving us.
Right.
Although He's the author and finisher of it, He has given us a lot of power to be able to do that thing that we so desire. And so
Absolutely.
I am so grateful to be a part of your life. I'm really, really grateful to support a lot of your endeavors. I've just
Thank
seen
you.
so much. And before we even
Thank you
get
so
into
much.
that part of that, we're going to take another quick break, because when we come back, we're going to talk about Michael Nathan, comedian, his life as it is now, the people that he's dealt with, the shows that he's been on, the places that he's been, people he's seen, and everything that he's done. All right, so don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Nothing has changed, we just moved out of place. You're still the same, we must renew our faith. And we must get back to the point of believing. I may not see it, but I do believe. I may not feel it, but I still can say, now unto Him that is able to do exceedingly above all we can. See, I still believe. I still believe. I still believe. I still believe. I can rely on you, Jesus. You've always come through. You've never failed me. So I still believe. Yeah. Come on, let's check his track record. We serve a God just look at Joseph. Or let's even take a look right here. But the point is, so don't give in and don't get discouraged. We simply come to remind you this: nothing has changed. We just moved out of place. Still the same. We must renew our faith. We must get back to the point of believing. Oh, if I have any believers out there, I dare you to sing this with us. I may not see it, but I do believe. And I may not feel it, but I still can say, oh, now unto Him that is able to do exceedingly above all we can ask. I still believe. Declare it to the enemy. I still believe. And even speak it to your situation, say, I just believe He wouldn't bring me this far just to leave me. So I have faith. It's the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Here we go. Say, I still believe. I still believe. I trust you with all my heart and lean not to my own understandings. Acknowledge you in all my ways, and that's why God sees I still believe. I still believe. I have to believe. Oh, believe. Oh, I believe. I believe. I believe.
Okay, everybody, this is Andre Harris. Welcome back. Is that too much? That's going to be too much. Uh-oh.
Oh, because your phone is connected to mine? Yeah,
Turn
yeah,
mine off.
yeah.
Oh, no. We ain't going to have that. How about
Lizzie,
that?
how you doing?
Okay, we're going to. That's good?
All right, we ready to roll?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Okay. Yeah, we be trying to do grown-up stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Sometimes
stick,
it don't work out.
Yeah, I'm just to stick with the
It's all
camera.
good.
And
Sometimes it
stick
don't
with
work
that,
out. We try to.
But,
we try.
But we're back, and I just want to welcome everybody back, and everybody that's on Facebook Live, Michael Nathan Comedians live feed. I want to just send a shout out to you all, welcome you all. I think somebody had a birthday. Did they have a birthday?
Anybody got a birthday
Anybody
out
have a
there?
birthday?
Oh yeah, there was several birthdays. I
Several
think about
birthdays.
14
Happy
birthdays
birthday to you. Happy
birthday to you.
happy
Birthday, dear Facebook family.
happy
Birthday to you.
Okay.
That's my deacon. That's my
That's the deacon voice. All right. So we just want to wish you all a happy birthday and also happy New Year's to everybody. But back to our show. Let's talk about Michael Nathan, the adult, the comedian.
Let's get it
the
in.
adult. Let's get it in. Let's talk about you. Let's just tell us about you. We're gonna get up close and personal.
You know, I'm human. You know, I'm good at a lot of things. I'm bad with, women a lot of, times. I want to be better, and that's why I got married. You
Kudos.
know.
So can we wait a minute? Hold
is what
on.
it is.
Can we see the picture of him and the missus? Yes. Let's
Go ahead, flash it up.
flash that one up. Flash
flash
that
it
one.
up.
Well, picture of the missus coming up,
Yeah.
and a lot of times we look at her. Ain't she beautiful? Yeah, she looks so
real-
beautiful. Don't you agree?
Real cute and sexy.
Ain't
that
she
thing.
cute?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
his people's, right?
Yeah, that's mine.
So, and we're real grateful about that. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
times, people who have issues with women don't even want to be around women or even try to settle down.
Well, like if the definition of insanity is to keep trying the same thing, expecting a different result. And, you get tired of that. I'm tired of being tired of that right there. So it's like I chose another path. I've tried it before, but I don't think I was as mentally ready as I am today.
So how I
to
feel
deal with
today,
it,
though? How I feel this time around?
This time around, it's good. It's work like anything else. You know what I'm saying? You definitely have to compromise. If I could give anybody advice on marriage, it's all about being flexible,
Yes.
being able to negotiate, being able to compromise. Because once you get that power over to somebody else in your life, you have to deal with that individual. And you gotta bring it. You gotta bring some common sense and be
So now, what about your industry life? Does she support that part of your life? Do you a lot of times when you have actors and even preachers and stuff, they kind of sort of keep that life away from their home, and so how does she surround herself when it comes to your work?
Well, she met me before I became Michael Nathan, first of all. So she knew Michael Armstead, and she loved me, then. We've known each other for, a really long time.
Okay.
And, she watched me stumble around out here, and was still my friend, and I just decided to marry my friend.
Wow.
That's just how
Isn't
simple
that something?
it was.
And to sit back, and as a woman, she sat back and she watched a lot of your ups and downs, and she was still there as a friend.
Right.
And
Pat
so,
you up, put you back
put the
together
Band-Aid
again.
on you,
Yeah, put the Band-Aid on.
pour a little alcohol on you, make you sting because you shouldn't have never did that anyway.
Yeah,
But let me just
yeah.
go ahead and pour the alcohol on it and pull that sting out and
Yeah.
cover you up. And
For
then
sure.
now she's loving up on you.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing. And I applaud her, the missus. A lot of times we don't like healthy, we don't applaud healthy marriages, but if you see a whole bunch of junk out there, everybody be posting it and sending it out and all that kind of stuff. So we always want to make sure that when we have something healthy and wholesome and positive, that we capitalize on that.
Definitely. You got to build on it,
Yes,
and
definitely.
it's work. You have to go into it, thinking about it. Well, it's not hard. It's a labor of love, but you got to be fair and you got to work with it,
So
I wouldn't have it any other way,
tell us, without going into detail about anything, I need to know about at least one tough time that you had to still push on. And we don't need to know all the, this is not, let me just let everybody know on SaySo Radio, this is not the show that gets into people's dirty lives and business. We like to talk about how we came out of all of that stuff. So I just want to talk about a time when you were at a low place in your life and how you had to keep it moving even in that low place.
Well, I've had many, many highs and I've had an equal amount of lows. But what I will say about that journey is that it is the rain that makes the sunshine so special. You got to go through something in order to be able to appreciate the sunshine when you get it. So I don't knock having to go through the pain because it shapes you. It molds you. It builds you. It builds character, So I'm not going to say I wanted the things that came my way. What I will say is that I'm happy that God made me strong enough to survive all of it and to come out a better person with a real perspective on life, that I think I could take to my grave, And a lot of times, people take a really dark turn when they experience a rough time and they don't recover, I beat up on myself a long time. One of the things that I would suggest to many performers out here is get to know some of the young ladies that you might see in the club. One of the cardinal rules is you don't date people that come to see you. You know what I'm saying? And that's a bad thing because they might love the persona and then
Yes.
also might want to destroy the persona if you break up. And I'm not saying that is what happened or that is happening, but what I am saying is that it's just a rule of thumb, just helpful information to go
and
forward.
not only that, we as entertainers, not only entertainers, but anybody that has any type of position that puts you in the forefront of things.
Oh yeah.
And it gives you different perspectives in life. You always have to be careful about who is in your circle.
That's true.
And be afraid.
But I don't want to close myself
No,
off.
no, no.
And that's why I still open up to different individuals. I try people out, if I find that, they're, a situation where I don't think that, they're catching what I'm trying to bring, then I kind of pull away and I say, okay, well, we'll pick it up. We'll do something later. They might think it's cutthroat, but what I'm saying is that we don't have time to, revisit a whole bunch of things over and over again.
True that, but again, when you mixing, when we're in the forefront, we have to be careful because we really can't see a lot of the motives of people.
Yeah.
We can't see the motives of anybody.
You
and
really can't
and I always say, well, God, I'm not going to repent for how you created me. You created me kind, nicely, and a generous person. And it's not my beef if you have a ulterior motive. I'm just going to be who I am. But if it don't kill me, it's going to build me.
Right.
So that means the next you I see, I know how to handle it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, one of the things that really helps me as an adult in my adult life, and I want to share this with you people, is my Christian upbringing. I've been associated and involved in many religions, Muslims, Seventh-day Adventists, but I always remember passages from the Bible, or lessons that I've been taught over the years, that I reflect back to, and one of them is living by faith and not by sight.
That's right.
If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains, and that is believing. You cannot always see the end result. As my man Corey Knight says sometimes, he says that your dreams should scare you. Mm-hmm. Your dreams should petrify you.
They should.
The way I'm dreaming right now is it petrifies me. It scares me. But I realize that the District of Columbia, as well as the rest of the United States, needs a pathway to the arts. And I am trying to keep that door open. I'm trying to keep the door open for Ray, Day Day, and everybody else that wants to come and be a performer, because they want to take that away from us. And that is one of the avenues of wealth for our people.
That's right.
Is hitting the stage. There is a tremendous amount of talent in the District of Columbia and the DMV, Baltimore, Maryland, Virginia. And we cannot let that go to waste, and we cannot let our children be in despair when they look for an avenue to express themselves.
That's right.
They need a representative sample to go forward with. So why not a flawed individual like me? I don't set out to be a role model at all, Miss Harris. I don't set out to be that. But if a flawed individual like me, with all the stumbling blocks that I've occurred, can achieve heights, then why not them?
That's right.
They need role models to show the way.
Last year, we did a pilot program in D.C., in the DMV area, called Right About Now.
Right.
And what I did was I took a bunch of youth and just challenged them, and they all became published authors.
Right.
And,
Okay.
We have a way of using art. Think about it. Even back in the day, we sang, we danced, we expressed ourselves through, back when I used to drink, I could be playing "If Loving You Is Wrong, I Don't Want to Be." I ain't even got to open my mouth. Put a song on, and it tell you everything I got to say.
Yeah.
Because that's our culture. That's who we are. And we want to be able to bring that here. And not only that, speaking of which, Michael, we also have to stop having that crab barrel mentality.
That crab barrel mentality.
I can't get it,
And I challenge people to let that go today.
And stop utilizing
Michael
people.
Nathan needs your help. I can't do this
we can't do it alone.
But I'm out here and I'm holding the gateway open for performers. I'm creating paydays for artists.
Right.
And not necessarily for myself,
That's right.
I create paydays for artists. Understand that these are other black individuals that look just like me and you that want your patronage, and I'm going to have more. See, the thing is that as a performer like myself, I can't afford the time and the effort that it takes to get around to everybody's event. So I can't support you in the same way that I am asking you to support me. But I support you in the way that if you were to bring your son or your child to me and you said, Mike, I want him to hit the stage, or I want him to learn comedy, I could point you in the direction of individuals that could help you.
Mm-hmm.
And then inevitably be able to put him on stage where he would be able to videotape himself or have a pathway to his career.
And I always tend to call you the community connector.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I have artists that I'm working with, the first person I think about is you. Yeah. And I'll call them. I have another artist. I'll just call you, and you make it happen.
And I say yes.
Let's do this.
And I say yes.
And you said something about dreams petrifying. Think about it. I started out on stage. You were on stage with me. As a matter of fact,
yes.
He was also Bernard in this book.
Secrets of the Red Envelope.
Secrets of the Red Envelope. He was Bernard in this book.
Get yours today.
But I started on stage as a stage play writer, and then today I actually on different movies and TV and all this stuff. But if you would have told me 2 years ago that this is where I would be, I would have told you no.
Right.
Because when I got a glimpse of it, I was terrified. I was like, no, no.
Right.
I need to be able to stay in a lane. And God kept saying, no, your gift will make room for you. And it's ironic that
And
most
it's
of
only just begun.
yeah, but most of the blessings, the sad thing about it is, that's why I talk about the crab barrel mentality.
Yeah.
The sad thing about it is most of the blessings that God had been able to give me didn't even come from my own hometown. Which is what
shame.
God talks about. A prophet is without honor in his own hometown.
Yeah.
There are other states and places that were able to see what you have and was like, okay, here, let me get you here, let me get you here,
Yeah.
let me do this.
Yeah.
I'm not angry or hating. I'm just saying we have to be
Never
able to come
that.
together as a
Right.
community
As a
and
people.
be able to sow seeds into our own.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't stop us from being able to say, okay, listen, I want you to go see Michael Nathan, comedian. He gonna point you
Right.
here, there. He gonna do this. I need you to go do this. I need you to go do that. Because I only connect people that I know that will help people.
That's right.
That's what we have to do.
And you know, I'm only returning what I received. When I was coming up in the comedy world, Billy the Kid came along and he told me, your stories are beautiful. He said, your stories are beautiful, Mike. He took me on road trips, you know, put me on shows and helped me develop and get my feet under me.
Wow.
You know, he made it safe for me. I talked to Eddie Bryant hours at a time on the phone. This brother didn't have to talk to me at all. And he told me about the comedy Bible. He told me the rules and regulations. They both schooled me. I talked to Skiba. Skiba
Wow.
explained to me the dirtiness in the club scene and what I would encounter. And he was like, you'll get tired of it, you know. So, you know, it's just a matter of connecting with the right people, you know, and being able to absorb that information when they're trying to give it to you.
I gotta I want you to tell us about the places that you've been and the people that you've seen and the shows that you've hosted over the years. Give us some of the highlights of some of the things that you've done.
I performed in a play with Kenny Lattimore, Whatever Happened to Black Love, at the Reed Temple. That was an extraordinary production. I was with Ernie Thomas. A lot of people don't know that's Raj from What's Happening. I was on the cast with Andrew the Stribling, who's on 93 or 99. She's on 96. She loved talking slow jams or something like that, you know. But she's on the radio and she hosts a lot of functions in the DMV. Beautiful woman, extraordinary talent. Let me see. There were many other people on the cast. Everybody was a star except for me, you know, and they accepted me. And how I got that role in that play is Howard G., the Kiss My Bumper guy, said that, Mike, I can't take this play. He said, will you stand in for me? Will you go do a good job for me? Will you represent? And I said, I'll handle that, Howard. I got you. I'll go and I'll do that. And that's how this business is. I've had a lot of people do nice things for me to give me credits and give me an opportunity to shine. And, you know, lo and behold, I knocked it down. I knocked the J down. You know, it was an incredible feeling. It was remarkable.
Wow.
And Kenny Lattimore, you know, if you ever get a chance to meet him, he's a really, really, really cool dude.
I heard he
Very
worked
cool.
on a
Very
CD
cool.
with a friend of mine's, Trey Chaney. He was on that CD, the one that he just dropped. So I hear that he's a really good person to work with. And I'm just ecstatic about you. You know, but I wanted to show you a picture of a friend of mine. Some of y'all might know this man.
Let me see it.
This man right here.
That's one of the party crashers, ain't it?
No, that's Deacon Elford Robinson the
Oh,
first.
no, that's you.
Bam!
That's you.
So
That's you.
This cat right here.
That's the Andre. Yes,
This
yes,
cat
y'all.
right here, this cat right here go
Transform.
open up for some of his shows. This cat right
Yeah.
here, he bad now. He got some valleys. Oh, I
Yeah.
see Moody. I think Moody on there.
Moody on there?
Moody on. Hey,
Moody's on there.
Moody's on there. Listen,
Okay.
she know this
Hey,
cat.
sweetie.
She know him real well. Y'all gotta get to know him. He got his own Facebook page, Deacon Elford Robinson the First, not the first,
Yes.
the first,
The first.
the first.
The first.
But he a church dude that's always in the club. I don't get it.
Hey, listen, man.
Deacon
Don't
always
knock it. I mean,
Deacon always.
let me tell you
up
something.
There. Deacon always in stuff. People invite-
Jesus was in the. He had to go out into the world to to deal with the sinners.
Let me tell you what they did.
He had to deal with the sinners.
Let me tell you what they did. Now, Kurt Gaskins had called me one day. And he said, "Oh, Andre, how you doing?" I said, "I'm fine." He said, "Are you busy next Thursday?" I was like, "No, I'm not busy. I guess I could come up. What you need me to do? I want you to try to host a show for me." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, what time? 7 o'clock?" I said, "Okay, sure, I'll come." Oh, but it wasn't you. It was Deacon. I said, "Y'all just using me to get the Deacon." So, but anyway, it was. Let me just tell you how that character came about. We was doing part 2 of Secrets of the Red Envelope.
Okay.
And the original cast bailed out. And you know, when people bail out, it's really, really hard to try and get somebody to come in at the last minute that can really do the role the way you want it to come through. And that's the one Demetra said, I fired him.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
But there was a certain character that I wanted to bring forth, and I said, "Okay, God, what you want me to do?" And he said, "I gave you the ability to do it." And so one day I just put on the makeup and did it, and it actually was the first day of the real Deacon Robinson's stardom. So he has had an opportunity to go different places and do different things and do a lot of fundraisers and walkathons in his valley with the one heel gone.
Beautiful.
But I want to just say to Michael, that we here in the DMV truly love you. We in the DMV, I've had an opportunity to work with you, and it's amazing that some of the people we've worked with are gone, but you and I have maintained a really hellified, really good, close relationship, and I really like that.
Yes.
And I've seen a lot of things, and I pray for you
Spiritual
all
advisor.
the time. I stay praying for them all the time. You know why?
Thank you, good sister.
Because friends and family that pray together, they're gonna stay together no matter
sure.
what. And,
sure.
and I just thank God for you being here and joining us today. And just give us some closeout remarks for anybody who want to get out there and just still operating in fear, afraid to just step out there. Give us some final words.
Well, all right. In any dream, it should scare you. You know, think big. Take baby steps and keep putting one foot in front of the other. Mm-hmm. You know, never be afraid to explore. You know, try your hand at some different things. Talk to people. Learn to listen and take advice, and try to utilize that advice to, you know, the best of your ability, and you know, and stay prayed up. I could never say, you know, enough about staying prayed up. You know, I mean, there's some really mean people out here. You're going to try and help people that don't necessarily want to be helped, or will turn that help into a negative rather than a positive. And you got to stay prayed up, because you got to keep your cool at all times, because it's easy to get in trouble, definitely hard to get out, you know. So I just want to leave you with that, you know. Stay prayed up and keep putting one foot in front of the other. Never give up on your dream.
We want to thank Michael Nathan, comedian, for joining us
having
today.
me.
And you can look him up on Facebook, Michael Nathan Comedian.
Thank you for having
Instagram,
me.
Michael Nathan Comedian.
Yes, indeed.
And don't forget, January 16th, we'll be at the Smokehouse, right?
At the Smokehouse. Ivy City Smokehouse. Also, you can visit Mike's Thrift Store on
Yes,
34th Street,
34th
right off
Street.
Rhode Island Avenue in Mount Rainier, Maryland.
Go on down there and support
Mike's
the
Thrift
brother.
Store. Mike's Thrift
And
Store.
also,
Mike's
for
Thrift.
those of you who have a book in your belly, this portion of SaySo Radio is brought to you by Infinity Publications, LLC. Go on their website, infinitypublicationsllc.net. I am your consultant. I'm the author consultant for anybody that's doing self-help, Christian, and inspirational books, literary works. And then we have the, you know, urban ghetto raunchy stuff. Like, they had a book out called 101 Orgasms.
Oh, wow.
Going out
101?
101.
Oh, wow.
I'm tired after 2. I don't know what they doing.
Wow.
But anyway.
Wow.
But if you're looking to get your book published at a real reasonable
Was
rate.
there a time frame associated with the orgasms?
I don't know how long they were doing. They probably, I don't know, they had to be on something. People on drugs when they started doing that kind of thing.
I look
I
at
don't
the
know,
gas
because when I was
station.
on crack
Yeah.
and I was smoking and I was snoring, I couldn't get nothing up. I was just a tease. Okay, I was just a tease. Wasn't nothing happening, baby. Wasn't nothing going down.
Hey.
All right, I take a hit and that was it.
Okay. Oh,
That's how it
Pastor,
was.
Reverend Deacon
Wasn't nothing
Doctor,
happening. I was a
no.
tease. You were mad. Gonna try to fight me, get your money back. Can't get the crack back because it's gone.
Oh, my
So,
God, Reverend Deacon Doctor. Please.
So I don't know what they doing with 101 watts.
Deacon
But
Doctor.
anyway, go to Infinity Public.
Everybody got a pass.
Yeah.
You just found that out. If
I
you didn't
got a
know, now
pass,
you
honey.
do know.
But you
Okay.
go to Infinity Publications LLC.net and look up there if you want to have your books authored. We work with anybody on all budgets, and we beat our competitors. And you keep all
Talk
your
to
royalties,
somebody,
okay?
please.
So if you have a book, and everybody has a story. You know, if you do
Everybody.
poetry, you want to do an autobiography,
Put it in
whatever you
black
want
and
to do.
white.
Come on, put it on paper.
All right.
Also, Mike is Bernard in this book that I wrote called
I am
Secrets of the Red
Bernard
Envelope.
in the book.
Now we got Aqua Gemini Jams. Forget it. My friend's coming up next at 12 o'clock, okay? So don't touch that dial. Listen, I love these guys. My kids live in Tucson, Arizona. You know they barely watch me. They wait till 12 o'clock because it's 10 o'clock their time when they come on. So listen, we just thank you
Let
all.
me give somebody a shout out real quick.
Yes.
July 14th through the 21st, Angela Silicott is hosting the Hedonism. Is that right, Angela?
All right.
All right.
Okay, any other shout outs?
Not right now. Howard G will be getting another date coming up soon. with
Okay,
me.
and the birthdaybash.com.
Birthday bash. Okay, www.dmbirthdaybash.com.
All right.
That's with Angela Silicott as well.
So thank you all for joining us, but don't touch that dial because we got some good folk coming up here next on here, and they got all the jams and all the tea. So
I
get
wanna
your
thank
cup.
everybody for tuning in.
Thank you all
and your
from
support
next
over
from
the
now
years.
on out.
Appreciate you
If
greatly.
you don't remember
Big
nothing
things
else,
coming.
if
Big,
you don't
big
remember
things
nothing
coming.
else, keep living, keep giving, but most of all, keep loving. We're out of here.
Yeah.